Wonderful. Perfect. It's working. We're going to do this really fast. I've tried this 3 times. For some reason, when I start this, it starts muted because sometimes people are stupid. Whoever decided the automatic setup of this is, I don't know. Hey, folks, let's do some office hours. Let's talk about the annotated bibliography. Let's do a screen share here really quick. You should be able to see my screen right now. Yay. Let's do this really quick. I want to do this in under 10 minutes because I don't want to take up too much time. Oh, okay. Office hours. For Gavilan, History 1. For Evergreen, History 17A and 17B. We're going to do music just because I want to. If this will load.
We don't need no education.
Annotated bibliography, real quick. Let's get out of here. So, oh my goodness. So, first off, go to the annotated bibliography description. It's in your syllabus. Go to the annotated bibliography description on the class website. For Gavilan, let's go back up. For Gavilan, oh my, I have to sign back in. Oh, don't you love this, folks? Watch this. It'll make me sign twice. My Evergreen students, you used to have a system like this. This is called iLearn at Gavilan. iLearn is really Moodle, but we have switched to Canvas at Evergreen. But let's just look at this. That way you can understand what Gavilan's doing. Gavilan can see what you're doing later on in a couple minutes. It'll be great. It's basically the same thing. So you scroll down to the bottom of the class, right? Here's the class. Yay, this is the whole thing. Go to the bottom because it's due at the end this week. It's due in this week, right? December 12th to December 18th. It's due on the 15th, I believe. This looks the same for History 1, basically. Choose one of the following 3 themes. You're going to choose a theme, like you choose a topic for any paper you write. The 3 themes I provide: women in war, slavery in the Western Hemisphere, or universal manhood suffrage, also known as universal white male suffrage, the idea that all white men can vote. In the 1800s, it's a big deal. Obviously, in 2016, not such a big deal, right? That's old school stuff. You choose one of those themes. In 17B, let's look at 17B, right? Click on that, go to the bottom of the page, look on annotated bibliography. Choose one of 3 themes. Women in war is also a theme because you can apply that to the modern world or, you know, older stuff. Immigration, or you do either the Great Society or the Reagan Revolution, or you do a comparison. So E, it's good for 17A, and it's good for History 1 at Gavilan. Okay? This is how yours looks. Evergreen. Let's go back to Gavilan. Let's give them some love. Where's my Hollister folks at? Where are my Gilroy folks at? Yeah. Locate 5 sources. A book. An article. Right? No Wikipedia. No Wikipedia. No History.com. No Yahoo Answers. No YouTube documentaries. No children's books. Right? Age appropriate. Academic journals. Scholarly journals. Journalism. The New York Times. The Nation. Atlantic. The Wall Street Journal. Right? The Post. If it's an article on, say, NPR, PBS, I'll allow one of them out of the 5, but no history.net, no stuff like that. There we go. Here we go. Google. This is the internet's kind of been tricky at this house. I apologize. My roommate, he has his own modem.
Oh, office hours.
Oh my goodness, what's happening? What's happening?
Affectionately known as Hey Teacher.
Oh my
Actually,
goodness.
it's Hey Teacher.
There we go. We fixed that problem. Holy crap. Sorry, I just said crap. I was playing an old one. Wait a minute. Yeah, here we go. Women in. If you're 17A or 17B or History 1, whatever the chronology of your class is, right? If you're History 1 and 17A, don't do anything past the Civil War. If you are 17B, you can do anything after the Civil War, right? This is a good one right here, a book. Do not use Wikipedia, but here's a book. World War One, women in World War One, right? NPR, and I'll allow it. You know, there are 25 books about. This is perfect. Here's an article where you can look. You don't have to read the whole book. You do not have to read the whole book, right? There's something called gutting a book. In fact, let's search that right over here while that's loading. See how much fun we're having? Gutting a book. Search that. Basically, if you get a book, a history book, 200 pages, 300 pages, you're not going to read the whole book. And then you can skim some of the chapters for extra stuff, you know, but mainly the intro. You could even read a book review of a book, and it'll tell you what the book's about. And you don't have to tell me you just read the review. Don't tell me you just read the intro. Just cite the whole book, and you'll have enough info to talk about the book, right? So technically gutting a book could be called BS, or, pardon my language, bullshitting, right? You're not going to tell me, hey, teacher, I just read the introduction in chapter 1. Just cite the whole book. You read the introduction, back up what's in the intro, right? So, you know, I'm going to probably choose one of these articles. I'm probably going to pick this one, How to Gut a Book by whoever this guy is. I don't know who this is. No, you know what? Yeah, this guy. So see, David Lavery. Here's his page, and then he's also on JSTOR. How to Gut a Book and why you shouldn't what? We're not going to listen to that person because I just told you to gut it. Don't listen to that person. I'll read it later and I'll share with you. But I'll share one of these articles. I'll share a link to this video, and I'll share a link to I would use this article to don't cite this article, but there are books in here that you can go locate the books at the library or online and use them. Here's one about women in concentration camps. Not in the United States, it's in Europe, but you could relate it to U.S. history, but try to focus on U.S. history. Munitions workers during the Great War, women in World War I, great topic for 17B. Use this as a source if you choose women in war, right? Or you can use this. Please don't do exactly what I'm telling you. If you want to do immigration, do immigration. Very relevant topic, right? Ellis Island, Mexican immigration, immigrants from El Salvador, from the Philippines. You can talk about the Dreamers. You can find some really extensive article on Donald Trump and how he is don't repeat that. That was a joke. I'm not joking, but don't repeat that. I should be more professional. So, let's go to the library too. SJ Library. Let's do the San Jose Library, which is a good, you know, they have branches all over. I know my Gavilan students, my Hollister folks, my Gilroy folks, there's a different library system down there. I know in Hollister, you're in San Benito County. Use the Gavilan Library. A lot of this stuff can be done online, right? But let's just, as an example, We did women in war. Let's say you choose immigration if you're in 17B. Or this would be history 2 at Gavilan. This up because I don't want to make this longer than 10 minutes. And did we lose the web? Did we lose the web? Nope, it's going. Here we go. Here we go. Immigration. See, this will be general stuff on immigration. Here's one. It's got an American flag in it. Good. That means it's about America. You're going to have mostly stuff on the United States, right? Because everyone wants to come to America. It's a melting pot. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses, right? You're not going to find a lot of books on Americans immigrating to Mexico, except if you take History 17A or History 1, when we learn about Texas, you will see that white Americans actually did migrate into Mexico. Not just white Americans, they brought their slaves with them. So, and they immigrated into Mexico and then took land from Mexico. So we'll learn about that. So you could do that. You could do that. But yeah. So blah blah blah. Anyways, I'm rambling. You get the idea, right? You get the idea. Choose 5 sources. Right? One book. The Atlantic. Something substantial. No Wikipedia. No www.420usarocks.com, right? No silly stuff. Legitimate, reputable, historical, and journalistic stuff. So you choose 5 sources based on your theme, one of the themes you choose, or topics you choose, and then you cite that source, right? You cite that source in bold font on the top. There are resources here. When you click on the assignment on the page, whether you're at Gavilan, whether you're at Evergreen, there will be these sources for Purdue University to show you how to cite a source and show you how to write the annotation. Right? A bibliography is a list of sources. An annotation is writing about those sources. So an annotated bibliography, you cite the source, and then you write 3 paragraphs. The first paragraph, summarize. What is it about? This is a book about women during World War I. You assess the reliability. Is it biased? Well, is it biased? This is a well-researched book. The book is written by, who wrote it? Why did they write it? Are they biased in any way? Are they biased towards a particular side in the war? Are they biased towards certain women, right? Is it, a lot of the times, for example, in the Civil War, you have nurses in the North, nurses in the South. You have white nurses, you have black nurses. Many black people in America during the Civil War are slaves, and they are illiterate. 95% of them, 90% of them illiterate, right? Because it was illegal in many cases and very dangerous for them to know how to read. They could get hurt. It was illegal, whatever. So a lot of the written stuff that's left behind are journals left by wealthy, literate white women, educated. Perspective. You're only hearing about this experience mostly from a particular socioeconomic group, right? Privileged white women. So you have to read between the lines. So it's relevant. You can learn something, but it's still biased. You know what I'm saying? And then paragraph 3, the last paragraph of each citation, of each book source. How does it relate to your topic? How does learning about Confederate nurses in the Civil War relate to women in war? Right? How does learning about women in World War I relate to women in war? How does reading this article about Donald Trump relate to immigration? Right? You get what I'm saying? And this is how it's going to look. This is how it's going to look. It's huge. That's what Donald Trump says in Burn. I'm saying huge. Huge. It's a huge, huge assignment. No, I'm just kidding. So, this is how it's going to look. Citation, 3 paragraphs. Summarize, assess, reflect. Next one, citation, summarize, assess, reflect. You do that 5 times. There's no page limit. There's no page number minimum. These paragraphs in this example are kind of long, and I did not correct them grammatically. But you figure 5 sources, 3 paragraphs on each one. That's 15 paragraphs. And you should have at least 4 sentences in a paragraph. So that's 60 sentences. Am I doing my math? Yeah, at least. It should be like at least 4 pages, 5 pages, I would say. But it can be a little longer. It can maybe be a little shorter depending on, length of sentences. But stick to those parameters and you'll be good. And that's the basics. If you have any questions that I maybe didn't answer, or if I said something that you would like me to elaborate on, send me an email and on this assignment. Okay? Thank you for being patient about this whole situation. It looks like I got some quality venue with which to share, screen share with you to make this easier, because I know with just email it's crazy. An online class can be kind of complicated if you're confused about something to communicate with me. I'm rambling. So let's close it out with some music. I need to start being more professional about this. And I will see you folks maybe in a week. Remember, email me with questions, and then continue to do the weekly assignments. And I will be extending quiz times this next week, not this week, not the quizzes that are due by Sunday, but for next week to 12 minutes instead of 10 minutes, okay? Because I'm a nice guy, and I feel bad. I've had a sort of a hectic month. So
We don't need no education.
actually, we don't need any education. They know that, though. They're doing it intentionally.
We don't need no thought control.
Yay. Okay, let's call it a day. Carpe diem. Oh, I was clicking stop broadcast on the screen share part. See that? That's funny.